Hello everyone, welcome to One Life Investment. This is me, host Pradswal. In today's video, we're going to look at GenesysGo and the Shadow token or the Shadow protocol. And as always, I'll give you my bullish case and why this is the only project from Solana that I hold in my portfolio. So let's get started. Just a quick disclaimer, please remember none of the content that is uploaded to the channel, including this video, is or should be taken as a financial advice. This video is only for education purpose and you should do your own research before investing or using any protocols or services. And as always, please like the video if you find it helpful, as that helps out the channel a lot. And if you're new here, welcome, and subscribe and hit the bell icon so that you don't miss out on our future uploads. So first, what is GenesysGo? GenesysGo is a blockchain infrastructure project that primarily builds or operates RPC servers for the Solana blockchain. They are also building exclusively for Solana. And the main reason why I like this project is because they are building a much needed decentralized file storage system for Solana that will be built into Solana. This is called Shadow Protocol, but more on that later. So first, you need to understand what an RPC server is, and I'll try to not get too technical as usual. What is an RPC server? Like the internet has a lot of components that come together to make sure you access the right web address. An RPC server is the component that handles the communication between you and the blockchain. So basically, when you open MetaMask and do a transaction in there, there's some RPC servers that are handling your requests and your transactions. Why is it necessary? It's necessary to make sure blockchain does not get bombarded with hundreds and thousands of requests, and instead a RPC server makes sure that it balances the request accordingly and makes sure the blockchain performs at its best. For example, when you're trying to add a new network to MetaMask, you add different details. One of them is the RPC URL. That means all the transactions you do on that blockchain will be passed on via that RPC server that you mention in your settings. This is usually a paid service, but GenesysGo plans on making this free for anyone deploying on Solana to use. Another strong aspect of this is that they do not throttle the RPC connections and there are no limits on RPC requests. That means your applications have a high power network as an open field to flourish on. At the moment, GenesysGo has been powering more than half of traffic on Solana, so you can imagine the impact or the uses and the trust they have. Now let's talk about the fair launch of the GenesysGo Shadows token. Initially, they did a NFT drop that would reward NFT holders with the Shadow or SHDW tokens vested over a period of a year, and also did a Dutch style IDO. The team doesn't hold any tokens at all, and there are no VCs involved either. And this is one of the main reasons this has been named the best IDO or launch of a project on the Solana ecosystem till now. Let's look at the tokenomics quickly. There's 200 million total supply, out of which 50% is allocated to NFT holders. I'll go over the NFT and the IDO in just in a second. Bonus emission for long-term holders, 15%, that's the NFT holders. Shadow operator emissions, 10%. Shadow operators are the people that are going to contribute towards this decentralized storage system by becoming a operator. IDO pool was 15% and strategic reserve is 10%, where they're not going to touch it for any specific reasons unless there is something out of the blue moon or there's something that they haven't planned on comes along. Then that's what strategic reserve is for. Alright, so let's talk about the NFT drop. The NFT drop was called the Shadow Supercoder NT. This is a collection of 10,000 NFTs of Shadow Supercoders at work with different attributes such as different monitors, tabletops, background, etc. They initially minted at 2.5 Sol each, and it was sold out in around 9 hours. And as a result, the RPC servers have been made available for free for anyone to use at the moment as well. At the moment, the floor price on them is 141.5 Sol at the moment. At the IDO, 30 million tokens were made available to the public at the starting price of 0.50 cents, 50 cents, but at the end it peaked around $2. And if you're wondering why the price difference, that's how the Dutch auctions are carried out. So why I'm bullish on GenesysGo or Shadow Supercoder, Shadow Protocol or the Shadow token, and why this is the only project for Solana ecosystem that I hold. All right, and this is my bullish case. All right, so there are a lot of things that excite me about the project. I'll make sure all the resources that I mentioned here will be linked in the description as well. Always, first is the team is technically equipped with what they are trying to pull off here. They initially ran the project out of their personal capital for 8 months. Please bear in mind that this is 300 servers that we're talking about here running to power the Solana ecosystem. Until now, there are 3 team members that have been publicly mentioned in the Medium article, including the recent hire, Mr. Levi Cook, who is a known person in this ecosystem. Fair launch was also a really good highlight. There's no VCs, team tokens, and all of that BS. The team bought their own NFTs in the drop and will participate in the tokens vesting via NFTs. Another reason is there's only 2 decentralized RPC providers out there at the moment, which are Pocket Network, POKT, and Anchor. And according to the Medium article on GenesysGo, Pocket and ANKR cannot handle the high TPS transaction per second that Solana supports. And since they aim to provide this RPC service for free, it would only make sense that projects will probably use the Shadow Drive for decentralized storage. And now expanding on my previous point, they are building a big missing piece of the blockchain or crypto, and that is the much needed decentralized file storage system. In the past, it wasn't really necessary as no big amount of data was being stored or processed on the blockchain, but as time have moved on, the ledgers are becoming bigger. There's a lot of things that need to be stored on chain or off chain, a lot of photos, a lot of information and data that needs to be processed by the smart contracts needs to stay somewhere. As you know, traditionally we have AWS, we have a lot of other service providers, but blockchain will need something that is decentralized and not owned by anyone, and this is a really big problem that they're trying to solve. We already have a couple of other projects like your Filecoin or Airweave, which is in the same niche. But if you compare them head to head, GenesysGo has a lot of advantages and has an edge over these 2 protocols. The time is changing, and it's very important to have a decentralized cloud storage file system. This is directly bullish for the Shadow token, as you need Shadow tokens to purchase the storage, all while accessing the fast RPC for the Solana project all for free. And if you compare this with the competitors, Shadow Drive will have a affordable pricing model and offers the best service we have among these other protocol service providers. So for example, Shadow Protocol will cost you 0.09 to 0.02 per GB, which equates to be around 10 to 23 per terabytes, which is actually similar to the ones we have at the moment in Web 2. And if you compare to Filecoin and Airweave, Shadow Protocol is bringing the best when it comes to token mix and the use case that's built into the project. There's so much more to this project, but shall probably make another video explaining the tech if you guys want. So please let me know in the comment section below if you'd like to know that as well. So the NFT holders will have to stake their NFT to get the token. So 10,000 tokens, 10,000 NFTs. Each NFT is allocated 10,000 tokens, and they are vested daily. If you can see the bonus emissions for long-term holders, so what this means is if you stake your NFT starting, let's say today, and you stake it for 12 months straight away without unstaking your NFT at any point, if you have a 12-month staking history, you get these tokens. Now how much, we don't really know, right? So at the moment this project is being built. The RPC servers are up and running. Anyone can access it if they want to access it for their project, but actually it's only built for Solana at the moment. But you can imagine in the future, if they decide to open this for everyone, and if everyone is able to use this, you can imagine the hype, or you can imagine the attention Shadow Protocol or the Shadow token is going to get, because the team has very smartly made sure that the token has a deep use case in the project already. I know that the one-to-one comparison with other projects doesn't really make sense, because sometimes a lot of projects have been priced in for different reasons or in different reasons. For example, if there's a lot of VCs involved, if there's a lot of trading firms involved, you can imagine that there's going to be a lot of capital flowing around in the project. But if a project is not backed by VCs and is not backed by any big names, then it will take some time to gain some traction as people find out the usability and actually find out what the project actually is. But for the purpose of this video, if I compare Shadow token to, let's say, ARWave, then we're looking at 60x, 60 times more. And as always, please make sure that you don't take this as a financial advice. And I'm not saying that Shadow will be $58. I'm just comparing these two with this tool that we have, mc.xyz. So if Shadow was to have a same market cap as ARWave, we'll have $58 per token. And if you compare this to Filecoin, then the Shadow protocol should have at least $102. Now that is interesting, because Filecoin and ARWave, if you look into how they work and how you can set it up and stuff like that, Shadow protocol is actually much more simpler to incorporate in your project. I probably missed out on so many things that I wanted to say, but I just wanted to put this in your radar so that you can have a look. Let me know what you think about it. Let me know if you got into the IDO, because I posted this on the day there was an IDO. But it's actually way cheaper than the IDO, because it's at 30 million market cap at the moment, but it's actually more, but I think it was around 50 to 60 million on the IDO. The lowest coin market cap says it's 85 cents. So you can keep an eye, and if you would like to pick some, it's up to you. Once again, not a financial advice. And if you like to lend it, you can lend it and earn some passive Shadow tokens as well from Frankium. If you'd like to know, if you'd like to learn how to do that, let me know in the comments below. And as always, any suggestions as well, drop them in the comments. If you've made it to the end of this video, please make sure you hit the bell icon and support the channel, and subscribe and hit the bell icon for future uploads. And you have a nice day. Thank you, and see you.